2 years ago, my parents decided to move away from the bustling city I grew up in to the outskirts of a rural town. It was a big move for me. Leaving our little apartment, my friends, basically everything I ever knew. It didn't help that my new house wasn't so new. My father spent more time promising to fix things than he actually did fixing. And eventually I got used to the toilet that stuck, the weak spots on the stairs, and the back door that never seemed to latch properly. What I still haven't adjusted to is the silence. The isolation. Most of my friends are online, and when I take off my headphones late at night after a gaming session, the quiet hits me like a force. It's thick, undiluted silence. I grew up with the constant hum of cars and appliances, and voices filtering through our walls. Here, my room is far away enough from my parents that I can't even hear them anymore, which I'm mostly grateful for. Any noise that breaks the silence seems amplified. I've caught myself jumping when my cat Tiggs pushes his way into my room, making the door squeal on its hinges. I've heard the floorboards creak like someone's walking over them when I know I'm alone in the house. It's an old house, it's normal, right? Basically, all of this is just to say, I know I'm already a little paranoid and on edge. I know what I saw was probably nothing, but I'm not sure. 3 nights ago, around 2 a.m, I finished off a match and logged off for the night. Drank the last of my soda, got up from the computer and walked a few steps to my bed. There's a window between my desk and the bed that looks onto the back of our property. Scruffy grass that runs to the woods at its boundary. I've heard foxes scream, what I assume was a cougar yowl, and the occasional stray dog or two when they came too close to the house, and Ranger, our German Shepherd, caught wind of them and went ballistic. They scared the hell out of me when they happened, but I knew what they were. I went to roll my blind down so I could sleep late again, and glanced out as I did so. At first, I thought it was the reflection of something in my room. The lights from my PC, maybe. It wasn't a reflection, though. It was out there, in the woods. In the pitch-black trees. Like pairs of flashlights, absent from the beam of light. Little bright pinpricks, at least a dozen. I could have maybe believed it was some distant neighbour looking for a pet or something, or some towny kid sneaking out to drink somewhere. But, you know when you see a cat's eyes in the dark, how it picks up the light and gives this almost iridescent dished reflection? Or when you go out at night and startle a mass of raccoons. You feel those glowing eyes on you. That's what it felt like. Like these weren't dead beams of light, but biological, living. I felt watched. The paired lights, the eyes, seemed to flicker and bob slightly, which only made me more sure it was from something moving. Someone moving? I didn't realize I was holding my breath until I released it, scared to break the heavier-than-ever silence in my house. Tiggs slept on the bed unaware. I squinted and pressed my face against the glass, hoping for a clearer look, hoping my initial feelings were wrong and I was just spooking myself like usual. I just about had a fucking heart attack when Ranger sounded off, his booming bark cutting through the night. I looked closer to the house, but I couldn't see him. Clouds covered the night sky and there was no streetlights for miles. What I did see just freaked me out even more. Scattered pairs of those eyes amongst the grass and the closest 100 yards or so off from the house. I felt my blood run cold, paralyzed against the window. I just about shit myself when Tiggs decided to yowl and yawn and thump onto the ground. I turned my head so fast that I might have broken the sound barrier. Tiggs seemed completely unaware, stretching and padding towards me, rubbing against my legs. When I looked out again, the clouds had broken, and the eyes, lights, whatever, they were gone. But the grass in the backyard was swaying, like someone had just passed through it, quickly. I didn't get to sleep for another few hours. I dropped my blind, gathered Tiggs up and burrowed into the bed trying to reassure myself. And I'm sure there's a rational answer for what it was. Fireflies, maybe. My overtired brain used to spotting enemies in games. A raccoon horde, maybe? What I don't understand is, there was no light. There was nothing to reflect off those eyes. They didn't cast a beam. They moved. They glowed. Whatever answer I come up with doesn't fit properly, and that scares me. I haven't lifted my blind since. I just have this unease that to even look out would somehow invite them back. I guess I just need someone to tell me that I'm being superstitious, overreacting, anything. I need someone to give me an answer. Keep Frosty.